welcome to this video. It's a little bit sad that this is the best lighting I can get in this room because, like I've stated in the last video I did, my tablet doesn't work good with lighting, so excuse that. But anyway, I decided a lot of times I try and vlog, but I end up deleting them because they're not good. They're like 2-minute long, me getting cereal or some stupid stuff like that. So I decided, why don't I just put vlogs at the beginning of some of my little smaller videos, like the fanfiction reading stories. So before I get to the fanfiction reading stories, I will do a vlog. So, it's usually just because my life's interesting but not interesting. If you understand that? You probably don't. But, anyway, so recently-ish, I lost Pokemon Pearl. No, because that is literally my childhood. Right there, in that little tiny cartridge. Like, that was the first game that that was like the first game I ever really owned, in the first Pokemon game I did. Anyway, so then, I decided, I love Dialga a lot more than I do Palkia. Palkia is probably my least favorite legendary, and Dialga is probably my favorite legendary, especially its shiny form, which I know I'll probably never get, but it's green, and I love green, and go look up shiny Dialga on, like, Google, because it's amazing. But anyway, so I got that. I just restarted the game. I always have to have Chimchar, and I'm doing this, if you didn't know, not replaying, because I've only beat one, but I'm beating every single Pokemon game, for 151 things wrong with Pokemon. It should come out, sadly, at the end of the year, which I know is a long ways away, but I really want to do it for Pokemon Sun and Moon, and that's, like, supposed to be, like, at the very end of this year, like, holiday season. But it gives me time to get my laptop back, to figure that out, beat all the Pokemon games, edit it together, do voiceovering stuff. Like, it's going to take a really long time. So I think this whole year is probably going to be enough to beat all the games and stuff. Well, it's hard because I've never beaten a Pokemon game besides Pokemon X, but everybody's beaten Pokemon X, and I've got really close to beating Alpha Sapphire, but then I really wanted to restart it. One, because, well, I mean, I'm doing it for this. So anyway, so of course I have Chimchar. I'll give you a little, team update at the very beginning of the game. So I have Chimchar. I have a thing now, apparently, where I name all my starters with an at the end. So I have, Cinder. I'm gonna have Checker when I restart off Sapphire, and I have Osher, Ladua, and I think that's the only one I've started. Yeah. Anyway, so now I have Chimmer. I think I'm gonna go with Chimmer. I think. Then I have Cleopatra, the Shinx, and then I have Falco, the Starly. One of my old games, I named him Steven because Starly just for some reason reminded me of The Shining, like a shining star, and I renamed him Steven after, like, you know, The Shining. That's a team update. So anyway, now let's get to the actual fanfiction part. So see, look at that. That's the link that most of the vlogs that I taped before were. So it's perfect. So anyway, so now let's get to the fanfiction part. Sorry, I've been having a lot of brain farts lately. I don't know why. There we go. I've been typing out a lot of stuff recently. Okay, there we go. So, last time we did part of chapter 3. Actually, I decided what I'm going to do since I can't really upload it unless I retype the whole thing onto fanfiction without my laptop. So I decided that I'm actually just going to read through the stories here and then post them on fanfiction. Just, so you'll get, like, a really far in advance sneak peek look here. So anyway, so whenever I finish a new chapter, which happens pretty often, then I'll continue it. So, I think I'm not going to reread all of chapter 3. Okay, so I think, battle... Oh, yeah, I remember now. Okay, so, try to use Razor the Leaf. Okay, Rattata managed to dodge the leaves and attempted a quick attack. He hit Bulbasaur, who fell over and fainted. Bulbasaur! Caitlin yelled, hugging Bulbasaur. She brought him back into his Pokeball. Not Pokeball. Sorry, I'm going to be making like little editing things throughout this too. Sorry. They raced over to the Pokemon Center. Did you see those Pokemon that Jigglypuff? Oh, sorry, I forgot I'm doing voices. Did you see those Pokemon that Jigglypuff turned into? Caitlin asked. They look like 3 different birds. A yellow one with fiery wings, a blue icy bird, and a yellow electric aura bird, she said, pondering the transformation. So now you probably know who the Pokemon are. I know. Jigglypuff must have seen the rare legendary trio. They're the 3 different birds who roam around Kanto. They even look exactly like I described them, I explained, looking out the Pokemon Center window. Sorry, I didn't think. That's when I saw the 3 birds flying in 3 separate directions. Now, so that's the end of Chapter 3. So now, Chapter 4, Rocky Brocky. Let's get to something about his nips, but, Next day, I walked around Pewter City until I found the gym. I walked inside and found a huge room filled with rock-type Pokemon. Geodude were sparring with Onix, and Gravelers were juggling rocks. Then, through the dust that was being stirred by the fierce attacks, stood Brock. Whoa, 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 look who we have here, a new challenger, he chortled. Let's get straight to, that's a lot of guns. Let's get straight to it then, he said, pulling out a Pokeball. He sat on his Geodude, so I decided to go with Rattata. Yes, I know, type advantages are going to be a thing, just, it's really, I think there's Mankey if you play Pokemon Yellow. That's the only Pokemon you can get that's super effective against rock types, if you pick Charmander. It's the most annoying thing in the world. It's actually my biggest nitpick with Pokemon, because they do it constantly. Gen 1, 3, and 4 is, I think, all the ones that do it. They immediately, the first gym is Rock-type gym. Gen 1 was, like I said, horrible. Gen 3, you can get a Lotad, but, yeah, I guess you can get a Lotad. Gen 4 tried to fix it with giving you a Machop right above the town, but why would you go up onto a seemingly new route above the town, like, just to get a Machop? And even then, you're supposed to have, like, level, 13, 14 Pokemon, and they give you, a level 5 Machop. Sorry, rant there. So, it's the most annoying thing ever, so this is the only time that type advantages are just going to be, they're kind of brushed over in the Pokemon in the Pokemon anime universe, but, it will come into play later on, don't worry. So anyway, so keep using rocks, Brock yelled, as cool as a Squirtle. Okay, try and clear out the rocks, I said. He began to attempt to climb up the rocks, but Brock yelled something else. Ha ha ha, so predictable. Use takedown, Geodude, Brock confidently screamed. Geodude lunged forward and tried to hit Rattata. Use agility to climb faster, I said, starting to calm down. Rattata stood for a second and then jumped up the last rock. Geodude began to throw even more rocks directly at Rattata. Okay, now use Quick Attacks at the new rocks, I commanded. Rattata obeyed and sped towards the incoming rocks. He managed to break through the first one, but probably wasn't going to be able to break the second. Dive out of the way, I yelled, starting to panic. Brock just stood there, watching the whole thing unfold. Rattata tried to knock out of the way, but the rock managed to nick his tail. He flipped in a circle and flew into the air. Now try and quick attack towards him, I ordered. Brock was paying such attention to what was happening to Rattata, they forgot what would happen to the flying rocks. As a matter of fact, they came down and hit Geodude in the head, just as Rattata struck him. He flew backwards, fainted. Geodude! Brock cried, picking Geodude up. I'm not going to, like I said last time, I'm not going to do too much filler stuff, so they are probably going to beat the gym in the first try unless they're, learning a really important lesson or catching a new Pokemon. Pikachu, and he then sent out Onix while I decided to start with Charmander. Try and hit him with your tail! You could tell, he wasn't going to waste any time after Geodude fainted. Jump and try to climb up him. Charmander didn't quite jump high enough, and he was tripped over. He attempted to get back up and was hit again. Alright, now use Wrap! He was starting to become even more confident, which scared me. Onix wrapped his tail around the almost... How did Fainted turn to Daily Ted? I don't know if you can see that. Daily Ted. What is that? There it is. Daily Ted. I don't even know how it's a thing. Anyway. Almost fainted Charmander and began to squeeze him. Yeah, he let go and Charmander fell to the ground, fainted. I returned him and set out Rattata. Use Rock Tomb next. Use agility and dodge. Rattata obeyed and managed to dodge the rocks. Now try to climb up his back. Try to hit him with your tail. Rattata ran up his back before he could be hit. Now he's biting on his head. He landed a bite which severely damaged Onyx. Use swing him off and then use Wrap. Rattata swung him off and then wrapped his tail around Rattata's body. I kept my cool and then ordered the next attack. Now bite his tail and then a quick attack to finish him off. Rattata obeyed and Onyx fell over and fainted! Whoa, here, take this. It's I think it's the Boulder Badge. I'm going to have to actually look that up. I think it's the Boulder Badge in the first gym. It's not, It's either that or the fourth gym. No, the fourth is the coal. It's either the first or the third. I think this. Brock announced, handing me the prestigious badge. So how was it? Caitlin asked later that night. We were resting in the Pokemon Center for the night. I explained to her the whole event, even showed her the badge. Well, it's so cool. So where are we heading next? She asked. We're off to Mount Moon, I proclaimed. So now, I'm a little bit into, chapter 4. Or chapter 5, I meant, Mount Moon. So I'm just going to read the beginning of that. Okay, so anyway, Chapter 5, Mount Moon. The next morning, we split ways once again to try to catch and train Pokemon. He's not going to catch, I'm not going to catch Pokemon that often, after, very long after this. That's just because, I want him to have, like, a staple kind of set of Pokemon, and then, like, every once in a while catch a couple new Pokemon. And I don't want him to catch more than 6 Pokemon. I kind of just want him to, I guess it's me. I just kind of want them, to catch, like, eventually, like, more towards the end, like, probably more towards, like, the 5th or 6th gym, have, like, a complete set of Pokemon. And also, a lot of Pokemon aren't going to be in places they're supposed to be, like, she got Jigglypuff in, like, Viridian Forest, which I'm 99.9% sure you can't do until, like, the grass right in front of Mount Moon. And I know you can catch Nidoran somewhere, but I don't think it's right before Mount Moon. But anyway, so the next morning we split ways once again to go catch. Oh, I don't think you knew what the Pokemon was before. Whoops. So I was walking down a path and suddenly, I saw a Nidoran male kicking a tree. Oops. Kicking a tree. I walked up to him just as I knocked the tree over with a double kick. Whoa! I accidentally exclaimed out loud. I surprised Dan and turned around quickly. He stared at me. I surprised Dan and turned around. He stared at me for a moment, then got into a battle of Nidoran, he yelled. Go, Charmander, I panicked. As soon as Charmander came out, Nidoran tried to double kick him. Duck, and you scratch! He ducked just in time, and Nidoran flew into a nearby tree. Okay, I guess time advantages aren't gonna be a thing here then. I flew over and Charmander ran over and scratched it. Go, Pokeball! The Pokeball threw through the air, and eventually caught Nidoran. Anyway, that's it. So anyway, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and go check out some of my other videos. Go check out part 1, which is the first 2 and half, and like half of chapter 3. So anyway, so thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!